Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Dave the Tabletop Wanderer here. I hope you are all doing well. And today we are continuing with our Cairn 2nd edition campaign adventure with our adventurers. Adventure with adventurers. Last episode, what happened was, last session, the party was on their way to Wyvernville. They were around here and they found a grave site. So there were a lot of gravestones and sort of a mini cemetery. And in that cemetery, there was this fella, a fighter, who was actually setting up camp. And they got to talking with him, and I think Jean, she let out a little bit of information which sparked the fighters' interest, and there was a battle there. There was a fight with the fighter and a couple of bandits that were with him, and after an intense fight, the party managed to defeat the attackers, but not before getting seriously injured. And that's where we're going to pick up on today, okay? So our party, they were around here and they got really injured, and what happened was the guards that didn't do anything on that fight, they went and they collected our friends and threw them onto the wagon and made their way to Wyvernville. And what happened is during the week I set up a little bit, made a sort of a little map for Wyvernville so we know what's going on in there. Okay, I used Shadow Dark's settlement generator to do this, like I did previously in the beginning of the series, and we made Wyvernville, which I forgot an N over there. Oh my, I can't even write. I don't know how to write. Okay, let's do Wyvernmill. There we go. So in Wyvernmill, what we get is we got an area which is the slums, the lower district, the artisan district, and the market district. And we got an exit here, an exit entrance here, exit entrance here. This is all sort of fortified and stuff like that. And our heroes, they're coming in along this road here. Okay, and so they're in the wagon. The guards picked them all up. They're all like really badly hurt, and they got to the gate mid morning, cause right in the beginning, like right. The sun was up, and I got to knock that off also in the tracker. So yeah. Here on the tracker, this end here was the night which they had the fight with the bandits and stuff, and today they are actually at Wyvernmill. And so it's the early morning, the sun's coming up as the wagon gets to Wyvernmill, as the wagon gets to the gate of Wyvernmill, and the guards there, they're sort of like not really guards, they're sort of a little sort of a militia sort of thing here, and they're on the towers and they go, "Who goes there?" And one of the guards, one of our guards says, "We're coming from," where are they coming from? I forgot the name of the town. Oh my lord. Number one was Waygold. Yeah, so we come from Waygold. That's right. We come from Waygold. We bring a particular item to hand over to someone here in Wyvernmill. A sort of a known figure in Wyvernmill. So yes, we have this item that we were contracted to safeguard and bring to Wyvernmill, but our companions here, we got ambushed just outside of town, and they are really hurt. They're in need of assistance. They are needing of assistance. And so the guard goes, "Open the gates," and the gates open, and they run in. Well, walk in, ride in, whatever. They go into Wyvernmill. And let's jump ahead a couple of days. We'll say 3 or 4 days. Okay, so we'll say 3 days. So jump up ahead 3 days, and we are at this standard warehouse here in the artisan district, and our friends, they are all in some sort of this standard tavern is more, it's a bit like an inn also, and they're all in bed, right? And they're waking up one at a time. And Leda looks around. She sees Jean on the other bed on the other side of the room, and she turns to Jean and says, "Jean, are you okay?" Jean, she's already sitting on the side of the bed. She looks up at Leda and she says, "Yes, my friend, I'm fine. How are you?" And Leda, she's trying to get out of bed. She goes, grabbing her side. "Yeah, I'm feeling much better now. Much better. We sure did take a beating." And Jean says, "Yes, we did. Now, do you think you are in any condition so that we can go and finish this job and get paid?" And Leda gets to, she sits on the edge of the bed. She goes, "Yeah, let's go see how Beric and Light are. Let's go and check them out." And so they go out of the room and they walk down the stairs, and in the middle of the tavern there's this long table, and in one of the corners there's there's a couple of tables all splattered around, and in one of the corner tables, as they walk down the stairs, they can see Light and Beric sitting at the table eating some sort of porridge, some sort of stuff like that. And they make their way towards both of them. And Jean says, "Well, my friends, how are we feeling this fine morning?" And Light turns to her, "Well, I could say I've been worse. But yeah, still alive, I guess. Not too bad." And Beric says, "Yeah, that was one hell of a fight. Luckily we got through it." Yeah. And Leda says, "Yeah, not without any scratches." And she holds up her hand. She's got this big cut on her hand. "Oh, right, nice, yeah." And so they sit down, they start talking, and Beric says, "Apparently, we've been out for a couple of days." And Leda goes, "Really? How long?" "Well, by the looks of it, about 3 days." And in walked the two guards that were with them, and they go, one of the guards, the main guard, goes to them, "Whoa, look who's up. Glad to see you're all resting. Now, eat up, because we got a job to finish." And Light says, "Yeah, okay, let's go then." And he scoffs down the last of his porridge. And the four of them get up from the table, and they walk out the door. And as they're walking out the door, Jean goes to the guard, "Who brought us in?" And the guard turns to her and goes, "Who do you think?" "Me and him, the both of us. You were all really beaten, like bloody pulps, actually." Yeah, we got you on the carts. We made our way down here to Wyvern Mill, and we went and talked to our benefactor. That's where we're going right now. Yeah, and Nulthor, that's his name, by the way, Nulthor, he set you all up here at the tavern." And as he says that, Jean goes into her pouch and she fumbles around, and she can see that she still has the map in her pouch. She goes, "Well, we still got the map though." And the guard says, "Yeah, Nulthor just wanted, when you guys get up, he wanted to talk to you, and you could give him the map personally." And Leda goes, that's mighty fine of him. If he was someone else, he would have just taken the map and, we'd never see him again or get paid. And the guy goes, "Oh, he'll pay. He would pay, don't worry. Nulthor's a good chap." So they make their way down, and as they go past the apothecary, the guard says, "Well, this is where you got all your healing from. The little lady in there, she does miracles. So much so that you four are still alive. And Jean turns to the letter and says, well, we must not forget to come on our way back to come and say thank you. And the letter says, yeah, that's true. And, we will have to pay for whatever she used on us. Beric goes, yeah, that's true. Light stops, turns around and goes, finish talking, let's get moving. And they make their way up into the slums. And, they make their way up to the slums. And they get to this poor shop here, this little dingy shop. The walls are made out of timber and they're all slant and broken. Some of them are broken and all that. And they walk in and the guard says, Nulthor, they're here. And this little dwarf runs around the counter. He goes, oh, good. Oh, my Lord. Oh, goody. Praise the gods that you are all okay. I will have to go and talk to the apothecaries. So that just to say thank you. Yeah, you were all really, really beaten up. And Light says, yeah, I've heard that. Can we just move on? I want to get paid and get out of here. Oh, okay. And Light turns to Jean, nods at her, and she puts her hand in her pouch and she brings out the map and she gives it to Nulthor. Here you are. This was sent by Nulthor from Waygold. I do believe you know him. Oh, yes. Me and Nulthor, we go way back. Yes. Yeah, he had sent me a message about this sort of map that he thought he had found. And and I said, oh, please send it to me. It might be what we are looking for. And later goes, yeah, what actually are you looking for? And Nulthor says, well, this is the thing. Me and Nulthor, we come from a long line of dwarven royalty. Yes, Nulthor is actually my good cousin. And apparently, from what legend says, our family has disappeared all of a sudden. And about 1,500 years ago, our family just disappeared. No writings, nothing about our family. And Beric says, well, how do you know that Nulthor's your cousin then? And Nulthor turns to him and goes, oh, well, you see, it's in the eyes. Yes, we have all the same eyes. We could tell each other by our eyes. Once I saw him once in Waygold and I said, oh, he must be a cousin. And we got to talking, and yes, we are actually related. We're like 300 and something apart, but yes, we are related. Okay, says Light, but what's all this got to do with the map? Well, you see, my good friend, and he starts massaging his fading red beard, and he's got long hair. He's probably a big fella, a chunky fella. And he turns to Light and says, well, my good friend, you see, I think that this map will take me to my forefathers' empire. Their kingdom. Yes, their kingdom. It's long lost kingdom. And I believe this map will show me the way. And he opens up the map and everyone gathers around him. And they start staring at the map. And there's just little scribbles on the parchment. There's a sort of scribble that shows, let's do this. Let's have some fun. So they're all looking at the map, right? And they can see little scribbles, just lines all around, everywhere. Some lines like this, like that. And there's some lines, scribbles up top, some scribbles down here. There's sort of a big scribble there, stuff like this, little dots some places, and they're all looking at that. And Letter turns to Nulthor and says, "Do you make any sense of all these scribbles?" And Nulthor turns and says, "No, I do not. Was I mistaken that this would be the map to my forefather's kingdom?" And he starts looking at it closely and gets closer and goes in, and he can see that there's some sort of writing on the top right hand. And he starts to read that, and Jean goes, "Can you read it?" And he turns to her and goes, Yes, it's some sort of ancient dwarven. Let me see." And he goes and gets his magnifying glass and starts to look at the runes and all everything that's there, and he starts to speak in Dwarven, ancient Dwarven, a language that hasn't been heard for millennia. And as he's reading it, the scribbles start to flicker and glow, and flicker and glow with reds, blues, greens, yellows. And he continues reading, and as he continues reading, the colors glow more intensely, and more and more and more, and light goes, stop reading, dwarf." And all of a sudden, the whole parchment goes up in smoke. Smoke clouds, little smoke clouds of yellows and greens and reds and blues mixing all together. And everyone just takes a step back. But as they take a step back, this mixture of smoke transforms into a column and goes and goes into everyone's nostrils, just goes. And as they breathe, as our friends and Nulthor breathe in this smoke, they just go to the ground. The two guards run in, and all they see are these 5 figures on the ground, eyes rolled back into their head, so just the white of the eyes. And that's where we're going to stop. We are going to stop right here. And we will continue this on our next episode. Thank you all for watching. Hope you did enjoy this little bit of story. And I'll see you all on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, have a great one. Bye-bye.